What's up, everybody? I just realized since I'm doing this alone, I don't even need to hear anything. I'm doing this headphone free. This is one of the first times. Also, check out this sweet shirt. Man, Kelsey, you missed out on a good shirt. Look at that one. Oh my god. Such a good shirt. But it's a good day. It's a big, important day because, in case you don't know, today would be Friday Roundup Day. That's YMBToAP on Fridays. It is July 5th, 2024. I've got some movies for you. Got some games for you. Not really games, but I've got game news. You guys will probably find it pretty good. I say we jump right on into it. So here we go. First up for you guys, I've got movies coming out next Tuesday, July 9th. You can go get Twister. So Twisters, the sequel, is actually coming out sometime soon. So I think they're all like, hey, let's get the 4K out there. Let's get it going. So you've got the original Twister coming out next Tuesday, July 9th. But then they threw you a cool one, little old steelbook. I like it. I don't know. Like, it's cool. I almost like the original more. I think that one's really cool. I like that one. That's got, the minimalist kind of stuff, and I do normally like that. Maybe it's the color. It's the color scheme I think I don't like. I'm not really into that weird, just like tan in the background. Not so much into that one. But boom, if you love Twister, get you the Steelbook next Tuesday. Then I've got another movie for you. I thought it was going to be a Steelbook, but for some reason, Amazon's just doing an exclusive cover. So next Tuesday, you can get Civil War. This is the original one. So this is just the plain cover you'd get anywhere you go. But if you want an exclusive one, you can buy it off of Amazon. And then you get that one. And we looked at the posters before, and me and Kelsey did think this one was okay. And this was the better poster. So I guess Amazon was like, it'll be the better release. I don't know. You guys can take from that what you will. I still need to see this movie, actually. But now I think this is kind of a pretty good one. So right here, throwing up this little thing for you guys too. Right here, and this is a really good one. Shout Factory. I'm surprised it's by Shout Factory. No, I'm not. They actually do most of these. But Shout Factory, finally in 4K, because we don't get a lot of them. We have a 4K anime release. It's The Boy and the Heron that had just come out last year. So Shout Factory's got it out for you. It's a Studio Ghibli, part of their collection, because I think they do the G Kids releases. So here's the latest one. And then they do have a Steelbook, which is pretty good. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. I know that's probably not the best, but I thought this movie was okay. I think it's one of the lower of just all of Studio Ghibli as a whole. And I don't know what I really would have wanted from the Steelbook, but I mean, it's a good one. This is the standard poster. That one's fine. This is at least a little something. It's decent, but I don't know if I'd be picking up the Steelbook. And then we've got a YMBToAP Friday Roundup special for you. Here we go. It is time for One Piece Season 13, Voyage 8. This is episodes 867 through 878. That is still so far from where they are. Episode 1110 just aired June 30th, 2024, and episode all ones 1111 airs July 7th, just 2 days from today. So you can buy this, or you can wait for, man, I forget what they call them, but they do these where it's the different voyages. So there's, Voyage 8, but then they'll release like a big conglomeration later. That's way cheaper. But if you're trying to catch up on One Piece just through these, you still got 200 shows to go. You're not even close still. I'm still waiting for one of you to show me your collection where you've been buying every single one of these releases, these one-off ones. So, One Piece, still happening. Still going to be a long time before you collect them all. And that's it for buying. But I do have one movie that if you're going to a movie today, June 5th, this is the one. I know lots of people are talking about it. They're very excited for it. It's the one and only Maxine. This is the third movie in the trilogy. There was X, then the prequel Pearl, and then they're doing Maxine here, which is a direct sequel to X. Everyone's so excited for this one, and I'm excited for the great posters. This is your standard normal poster, but then they're going so old school, so good with them, man. Look at this. You ready? Boom. Oh, man, I should have saved that one for last. To me, that's the best one. That's the best poster. So you've got Maxine. She's going to be a star no matter what it takes. You got the bloody axe back there. I love it when they put the fake wrinkles and stuff, so it looks like it's this old poster that you've had for a long time. And then you've got this one. This one just feels like just a really retro looking art thing for a movie, you know? So after X and Pearl, get ready for a killer climax, and then they underline the X. Man, they do so good with these. I love this one too. I don't know which one I like more. I love the color on this one, and I just love the vibe that she's given on this one. And this one's a little bit spooky. Like, to me, that's a little more scary than just like, the axe behind the back thing, Like, that's good. She's hiding it. It's cool. But this one, you're like, what is going on? Like, what are all these negative photos are always super creepy. I don't know what this one is, but it's really freaking me out. I don't like this one. I've never seen any of them. I never saw X. It's been on my list for a long time. Then Pearl happened, and I was like, damn, I gotta catch up. Now the final one's coming out. I really, really need to catch up. So if this is from a previous one, I'm sorry if you're fans of these movies and you're like, dude, that's that one part. That's so scary. I'm gonna learn. So Maxine is out today. If you're a big fan of the franchise, go see it. It's one of the latest A24s, and if it's A24, it's a good one. So go check out Maxine. I think you guys will dig that one. And now I'm on to a couple of game news stories. These were handpicked by Kelsey herself. I'm going to give you the rundown on these. These were good ones. These were very interesting. This one has me a little bit freaked out. So apparently, Sony is looking to wind down on Blu-ray disc production because Sony owns Blu-ray. So there was the HD DVD coming out and Blu-ray. Sony owned that. And they pretty much won out because they have been using Blu-ray discs to do all of their games since the PlayStation 3. Like, Blu-ray debuted with the PS3. And they put all their games on it because it was a bigger disc. You could have bigger games. And then they had better movies. And it was a Blu-ray player, so you could watch movies better. It was a whole big thing for them. Well, now they're looking at winding down on disc production and may even cease physical media production altogether. So not only is that bad news for cinephiles like myself that buy movies to collect them, it's a huge blow for game preservation. So as we're moving towards this digital future where we do nothing but just, have games there, after they said this, everyone's now on the fence. If you do digital games only, every single game that comes out could wind up like your next PT. I mean, let's say they cease all this before Last of Us 3 comes out, right? What if something happens and they go, you know what, Last of Us 3, it's pulled from our store. You can't get it now. And nobody could ever buy a disc, and that game literally disappears. I have my PS4 solely to have this game still. I have it backed up on a hard drive so that my download is there, because if you delete the download, you can't even re-download this one from the store. So this is literally unattainable now, and there was no way to cement that you had this once it was pulled. So if we don't make physical media stuff to put the games on, or even for movies, where do we get them? How do we own them? What if one day I can't play any of the games that I have now? That would be insane. That is such a wild thing to think about. So, I mean, PT, as you know, huge staple here at YMBToAP. We love the Church of PT. It's a phenomenal thing. This really, it really changed me, not in just, what a good game could be, but having that physical presence of a game to be able to preserve it, because PT is one of the greatest things you could ever experience. It was such a phenomenon. And one day they were just like, no more. That's it. Not going to have it. Can't have it. And then there's people that maybe learned about it later. They'll never know. And then there's people like me. What if you had accidentally deleted it and you can never play it again? I've gone through such lengths to make sure I still have it. But imagine having to do that with every game you could ever own and play versus just like a one-off demo. You know what I mean? This is a weird one. Sure, maybe slow down production. I don't even know if I like that, because why? People still, I know people aren't buying games as much, but we do have like our Shout Factories, Arrow Videos, Vinegar Syndrome, Kino Lorber, all these places that are still producing movies for more collector people, and they're buying them up. They sell out all the time. So I'd hate to see the gaming market turn that way too, but it already kind of is. You've got limited run games, stuff like that. So, it's just weird that we can't even buy the stuff that we're trying to enjoy and just know that we own it forever. Like we're purchasing it to have, and now we're purchasing stuff to lease it out, essentially. And that's a horrible feeling, to know that basically everything you're doing in life is just rented. I don't like it. It freaks me out. The digital future's always bugged me. There's certain things about it that I like, but on the whole, it's not good. So this one's a wild one, something we got to keep an eye on. We'll see what happens. The next, though, there was an investor-focused meeting, a Q&A with Nintendo, and so they were answering some questions about the Switch 2 stuff going on, and they were saying that to really countermeasure scalpers of the Switch 2, gotta have the supply. Who'da thunk, man? Who'da thunk? You just have enough consoles, scalpers can't really win. So they were talking about how there was a semiconductor shortage before, and they've said that they've kind of resolved that issue, and they do not see any issues in producing the successor model to the Switch 2. So they should have plenty when it comes out. Not going to be a whole PS5 scenario where people are still waiting 6 months to not get one. Hopefully that doesn't happen with it. They are looking to announce the Switch 2 sometime within the fiscal year, but that ends March 31st, 2025. So, we could have 6 more months of waiting to hear about it. That would suck. We all hope that it'll be announced sometime soon, possibly for a release this year, for the holidays, but they might announce it during the holidays, release it early next year. Everyone's speculating. We just got to wait for them to let us know. But they said there's going to be plenty of them, and that's good. So then after that, this one was a really good one. I've been seeing so much stuff about this. The First Descendant, that is a brand new looter shooter, co-op looter shooter, might I add, that just dropped, and it has now dethroned Elden Ring as Steam's top seller. So this is a free-to-play game that released on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, and it took over the top spot of Shadow of the Erdtree, which just dropped, I think it was a week ago before this one did. So it just took over the top spot, but the reviews for it aren't even that good. That's the thing. It has 4,100 user reviews, and only 43% of those give it a positive review. And a lot of the negative reviews are coming from their microtransactions. Apparently people are buying skins or like certain characters and there's a delayed delivery before you finally get it. And the company has come out and said, we do realize there's a delay when buying it on certain storefronts, but you will get your product. But I can see why you would feel a little, unsettled when you just paid for a thing and then you waited forever. We bought some Moonstones on Disney Dreamlight Valley, another YMBToAP approved game here. We bought them on the PlayStation, and there was an issue with that storefront where they couldn't deliver them out. So I think we actually had to wait like 2 weeks, almost a month, before we finally got those Moonstones. Completely ruined the star path that we were trying to do at the time. So I can see that, but it is a free game, so most of what, is selling is microtransactions. It's not exactly the game itself. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I could see this taking the top spot. It's free, so, everyone's willing to drop, maybe a couple dollars for a skin here and there and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is one I've been looking forward to. I've seen that it's got like great graphics. I'm interested in the co-opness of it because I love a good co-op multiplayer game like that, kind of like your Overwatch and stuff. So this is one that I want to check out. It's cool to see that it's making waves. Sad to see that it's kind of getting bad reviews just because, how things are working out for him. And that is all we have. A nice little short week we got here. A couple movies, one big one in the theater, and then just a couple little stories. Nothing really hitting the scene today for coming out. So hopefully you found some movies and game news that you can use. That was Friday Roundup this week. Don't forget that we are brought to you by the one and only lovely StreamYard. Puddles the Duck right there. He is the proprietor of this lovely website where you can do remote recordings. Even remote recordings by yourself when your co-host is busy. But all these animations, the ticker thing, it's still my favorite thing that's on here. The cool background music that goes on. It's a great program. If you're looking for a way to start getting into video for your podcast, for something else, StreamYard is a great resource. I highly recommend you go check them out. And with that, hopefully you found some movies and game news that you can use. And I will catch you next week with Kelsey. Later, guys.